So I thought I'd do a quick video today on my favourite bits of gear. Everything is under £20. I've got 20 items, £20. Most of them come on every single camp with me. And yeah, they're just like game changers. Hopefully there will be something new, even for those really experienced campers. So let's get straight into it. I have got a little bag here full of all my bits and bobs. I haven't done it in any particular order, so we'll see what comes out. First one, gaiters. So yeah, these actually have saved me quite a few times. These are just cheap Unigear gaiters. And yeah, if you're walking through sort of longer grass, even if it's not raining, if it has been a bit damp, or you happen to be going through boggy areas, like I've literally been like pretty much knee deep in bog, and I've come out and my trousers, my socks have been dry. So yeah, I highly recommend these. And if you're living in a hot country, you can get like the little fabric ones as well, that just sort of protect your boots from getting all like grit and gravel and stuff in. So yeah, I recommend getting a pair of gaiters. What else we got? Oh, this is one of my favourite items. This is my 2mm foam. So I've cut this one down into a sit mat for two. So that comes out on day hikes with me. It also, I mean, I've brought it out on this camp because what I tend to do is I'll have my sleeping mat, and then there'll be like a little gap between the edge of the sleeping mat and kind of the edge of my inner in my tent. So that kind of bridges the gap and it gives me something warm and comfortable to sit on. I do have a much bigger piece that goes underneath my sleeping mat in winter if I just want to boost the warmth of my sleeping mat, or just generally in my tent. Highly recommend this stuff. You can just get it off eBay if you search for 2mm insulation foam. So you might think this is a load of but poo bags. So I don't tend to bring big carrier bags with me to put my rubbish in. I use dog poo bags. And it's surprising what you can fit in these things. They're so lightweight, you don't know that you're carrying them. I just shove them in the front of my rucksack, and then yeah, all my rubbish goes in there. This I have never seen on anyone else's wild camping channel. I absolutely swear by these. Everyone's heard of hot hands. Well, most people have heard of hot hands, and shove them in your sleeping bag or your pockets or your gloves, and keeps you nice and warm. These do a much better job. They basically wrap around your whole back, and yeah, I swear by these. Even in summer, I will take these camping with me, especially if I'm sort of camping with friends and I'm going to be sat outside for a long time, or festivals, that kind of thing, or if you work outside. These are absolutely brilliant. I'll put a link below, get them off Amazon. Oh, a single skin metal water bottle. Most people have got the double wall insulated bottles, which are great in summer, keeps your drinks nice and cold. But I recommend carrying one of these, especially in winter, and it's got just multiple purposes. So you can stick that in the fire, use it to boil your water up. You can fill it with hot water and then shove that in your sleeping bag. Yeah, nice and cheap. This one's just from Mountain Warehouse. Oh, I love this. This is a little mat from One Wind. So you can see how tiny it is. It's super lightweight, weighs next to nothing. This comes with me every camp, every hike that I go on. It folds up in its own little pocket. Yeah, it's just like a little ground sheet. So you can put that in the porch of your tent, so that when you're getting in and out of your tent, you're not like getting your knees on the muddy ground. And yeah, it works as a nice, really lightweight sit mat. So yeah, highly rate that. It's really good. One of my favourite little bits of kit, to be honest. Oh, my little microfiber towel. This one's from Euro Hike, and I recommend this one. It's dead tiny. So I've used this one as well on camp tonight, so it is a little bit damp. So I have used this as a towel, believe it or not. I've been wild swimming. I didn't have any towel with me, but it was just such a beautiful waterfall, like coming through this little gorge. And I couldn't resist going for a quick dip. So yeah, I used this to dry myself off. Also good for drying your tent off or mopping up any spillages, you know, cleaning your hands, your pots, all sorts. And I like it as well because it's got a little clip inside the bag. So I tend to clip this on the outside of my rucksack, and then if I'm on a multi-day hike, I just leave that to dry as I'm walking along. Mylar bags. So if you are into your camping and you take those pre-bought, pre-made meals, you know, we all know what I'm on about. I have to admit, it does kind of look like vomit right now. Get yourself some Mylar bags. Quite often what I will do is I'll just buy like a microwave meal from the supermarket and then just shove it in there. I've got some proper posh dinner tonight. I've got some Marks and Spencer's ready meals. I've got prawn. I can't even remember what it was now because I've decanted it into the Mylar bags. So much cheaper and tastier than buying those Wayfarer ones. You can make your own dehydrated meals. You can obviously cook and put that in there. But yeah, brilliant. Recommend. My Ridgeline reel. So this is another One Wind product. So this, to be fair, only comes with me if I'm hammock camping, but is absolutely brilliant. It just makes setting up your tarp an absolute breeze. Oh, my hand chainsaw. Yeah, I got this off Amazon, and I have got the, you know, trusty Baco Laplander. You know, if you're really into your bushcraft, you might get a Silky. They're really expensive. This, cheap as chips. And I find it a lot easier to use than a regular saw because it's both arms that you're using. Instead of the sort of backwards and forwards on one arm, you end up with one arm that just aches really quickly. And also, because it's so big, you can get this round like pretty much an entire tree. As you can see, that's going to go round a pretty big tree. Oh, cheap and cheerful, some earplugs. If you've ever been caught out and you know, it's been really stormy and really windy. Right, I've got the tent packed up. It's a bit of a lull in the wind at the moment, so try and get the tent down and get out of here because I ain't sleeping tonight. I've got no earplugs, so. Absolute game changer if you want to sleep well. Take them to a festival, if you're camping with your mates and you know, somebody happens to be a bit of a snorer. Yeah. No, I just take a couple out with me. These just come with me on every single camp because obviously they're so small and so lightweight, and you just never know when you're going to get caught out. Oh, my little spice kit. Bet you haven't seen one of these before. So this I got from Boots. If you go to the travel section in Boots, where they've got all like the little travel bottles and stuff, you'll find these. So these are great for putting your spices in. I've got smoked paprika, pepper, chili flakes, oregano, salt and basil in there. So yeah, if you like your cooking on camp, that, honestly, so lightweight, so small, and it's like a £5 or something from Boots. Oh, my pot stand. This is a recent acquisition. This is a fire maple pot stand, but it fits my OEX stove, the Hero. And yeah, it means that I can now cook proper meals with my gas stove, which I'm just absolutely loving. Yeah, absolute game changer for me, really is. Good old Swiss Army knife. You can't go wrong with a Swiss Army knife, can you? Chopping vegetables, this comes with me on every single camp. It's also got a saw. So if I haven't brought my saw with me, but I've decided actually that I want to saw something. You'd be surprised what you can cut down with that little saw. Also works quite well as a bread knife. It's been used many times as a bread knife. But yeah, it's proper sharp, works really well. We've also got bottle opener and screwdriver in there, and toothpick or nail pick as I often use it for. And on that side, some tweezers, you know, for getting your ticks out or splinters, that kind of thing. And this tiny little knife does me for pretty much all the jobs. Obviously you can get so many different variations of a Swiss Army knife. You can spend a lot of money on them, but yeah, this little badger does the job for me. Charger. So yeah, okay, probably not the most original of game changers, but you know, a lot of people do forget that phone batteries, they run out. So if you're using your phone for navigation, if you've got other electronic gear, you know, your pump, your light, you know, obviously I've got all my filming gear, make sure you take a charger with you. It's an absolute lifesaver. This is the Anker 10,000 milliamp charger, and this will do me for probably 2-3 days or so out on a hike. Flex tail pump. If you've not got a pump yet, and okay, you don't have to buy a flex tail one, although it's probably the most well-known brand, but yeah, it's so much easier. Rather than those big sort of like bags that you kind of blow into and you're pumping up your mat. A lot of mattresses will come with these little pump sacks like this. Absolute total pain in the arse, I'm not gonna lie. And it's a light as well, and it's pretty bright. And that light, I've had that on all night, and it will last all night, and it's surprisingly bright. I never usually use it on the brightest setting because it is too bright most of the time. So yeah, if you haven't got one already, get yourself a pump. Oh, I've got two at the same time. Carabiner. Again, not the most original of things, but I've got multiple of these. They come with me on every single camp, and they're just multi-purpose, from tying your tarp together, hanging your bag off something, hanging your light off. Yeah, it's definitely worth having a few of those. Vaseline. Okay, normally I would take the little round metal pots if I'm multi-day hiking, but tub of Vaseline, you can use that as a fire lighter. If you're getting blisters and chafing, it's really good for that. Really good obviously for your lips as well. So yeah, multiple uses. I, to be honest, usually use it as a fire lighter. It burns really, really well. Gas adapter. Hang on, let's take this out. This is another fairly new bit of kit for me since I've got my gas stove a few months back. I ended up with loads of half-empty gas cans, so I thought I'm going to get one of these little adapters. So that will help you to transfer gas from one cylinder to another cylinder, and it's brilliant. It's saving me loads of money, and I don't have to worry about my gas canister, you know, not having enough gas in it now. If you are going to use one of these, I recommend put your empty, is it the empty one? Yeah, put the empty gas cylinder in the freezer for half an hour. That works so much better. I tried to do this with just, you know, room temperature gas cylinders, and yeah, it didn't really work. Like, it took like half an hour to transfer like 2 grams of gas. It was ridiculous. So yeah, use the freezer. Make sure that you're weighing your gas cylinders. Yeah, brilliant little bit of kit. And last but not least, my walking poles. So yeah, you can use them for walking. Saved my bacon a few times, like stream crossings, or, you know, testing the ground if it's really boggy, just to see, you know, is it going to be firm underfoot. How deep do you reckon this is then? How deep is your love? A few other uses is setting up a tarp. So if you want to set up a tarp shelter, really, really handy for that. Strengthening up my tent, I've used that many times on my scarp one, either end, and yeah, just gives it a little bit of extra kind of rigidity. And what else? I've also used it as a camera stand as well. So if you get like an elastic band, you can actually attach your camera to the front of it, and then you've got like a little camera stand. And I nearly forgot the thing that I'm sitting on, which is a camping chair. So yeah, if you've not got one of these, definitely get one. It is an absolute game changer. Just so much more comfortable rather than sitting on the floor with your bums all cold and wet. You can just lie about in luxury. I had an Audi version of this, which has lasted me for years. You can get loads on Amazon that are under £20. So yeah, that's another good bit of gear that I bring with me a lot when I'm camping. So I hope that was useful. I hope you've seen some new things that perhaps you haven't thought about before. And yeah, leave some comments if you've got some things that you think are just like essential bits of kit, game changers, gear hacks, whatever it is. Pop it in the comments below, because I would really like to learn a bit more, but also you're helping other people as well that are reading the comments. So yeah, thanks very much, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.